Hello everyone, it is I, Skylar. I'm running out of ideas for video. My video is probably lopsided, I actually look at the camera right now, but we're gonna work with it. If you can kinda see, I got some sewing stuff. Because I've taken up a habit of sewing pillowcases during quarantine. Not very well at that, but we've been doing it. I also just went to put my arm on the arms, but I put them up so I could sit down. Girl, we're trying. Anyways, I wanted to make some new pillowcases because I got new bedding, which y'all have seen in the unboxing. Right now I have purple velvet cases on there because they were placeholders until I got more fabric. So I ended up going on Amazon and buying some overpriced fabric because I don't want to go to the store or wait like forever for Joann's fabric or Michael's or Mood or whoever you want to buy from. Although I did end up ordering from Joann's for a different sewing project, which I will be doing on this channel. And it arrived in like 3 days, so, well, because they quoted 6 to 10 and I got it in 3. And it came from Oregon and I'm in Maine, so yeah, go figure that one. Anyways, here's the fabric I bought. It is apparently, I assume it's called decloth because it's literally D and cough, so decloth. It is just a woven cotton. See if I can, maybe it has it all. I don't want to aim this so you can actually kind of see it because there's a ring light. Because I can't use my soft boxes because I have no place. I don't have like a real filming space in here. So with a pillowcase, you have a couple options how you want to make it. You could literally just sew it all up, stuff it, or stuff it with a pillow, and then sew it in completely so you can never replace it, let's just rip it open. You can sew a zipper into it, or you can make a slit in the back, which is what I'm going to do, because it's not difficult, you just have to cut it correctly. Although I am terrible at hemming the slit, so good times. So I got a yard of fabric for each pillow because you can't make two, because I'm making a 20 by 20 pillow, you can't get two 20 by 20s out of 1 yard. It just, you don't have the yardage. Also, if you happen to mess up part of it, you can sometimes recover what you need out of another yard, but you can maybe get like a pillow and a half. Anyways, I'm probably gonna do one on camera maybe, but we'll see. Oh, okay, that's kind of soft. So the problem with buying fabric online is you can't feel it, of course. So you kind of have to chance it. And unfortunately, I liked this design, which hurts some people's eyes. My roommate hates it because of the fact that it's like, it's two different patterns almost, two different directions and patterns, the mess. Alright, so let me unfold it. Typically you do want to wash your fabric first before you use it, just to make sure that, you know, you are working with its actual size once washed. I'm too lazy to do that. Also, I'm putting it as a pillow, so whatever. I'll just put this here for right now. Still in the shop, but out of my way. Oh wow, yeah, this is interesting. It's very soft though. So this is a poplin style, I guess, of woven. So kind of like that dress shirt type material or feel to it. It's very thin. Like it's very thin. But this will work nicely. So if you weren't me and you were doing a slit in the back, you could literally fold this in half and then just trace out 20 by 20 and you'd be all set. You make your half in your back. But I need a 20 in the front and a 22 minimum in the back. I might do a 24 potentially, just because I'm terrible at making the hem correctly, and I'm worried the slot, like the actual slot in the back won't be big enough, but you're really just trying to overlap them. And you don't need to have them overlap crazily. So thankfully with this fabric, you can very easily tell what's the front and what's the back, which is kind of nice. So, front, back, because you can see the print is not as nice looking. Alright, So comes the problem of cutting, is that my mat is only an 18 by 22, but in reality it's actually a 17 by 22. I've been lied to about that, so that's fun. Well, actually it's supposed to be like 24, so the whole mat itself is 18 by 24, but it only has measurements up to 17 and 22 because why not? I do have rulers, but they're also not big enough. If I combine them, I get a 20. Doing great. So, how do I want to do this? Do I just want to like wear this as a cape? I mean, it's a yard of fabric. What's it supposed to be? There, I'm done. Here's my shirt. Do you love it? It's a cape now. Actually. So this would be kind of misleading. I want a cape. I need to, first off, let's like figure this part out. This is hard. If I had it, I could literally just cut it, but the only problem I have with fabric is like, I'm like, how do I cut this out so that way I don't screw it up? Alright. Oh, let's like scrunch this up first off so that way it's like there. Because getting the 20 part is easy. Because I have the number. So, getting 20. So, 20 is like right there. Alright. Let me like try to mark this. I need to make all my things. I have a rotary cutter because I'm terrible at cutting in a straight line. I got chalk to mark. And then I have just a bag of like more measuring tape. I got stitch rippers, tons of them. Got my scissors. I love my scissors. They're anodized. I don't know if you'll be able to see that because of the light, but they're rainbow. Alright. I got my little hedgehog pin. Or porcupine. I don't know which one it is, but it was like $5 on Amazon. That's kind of how we judge things these days. How cheap is it on the Amazons? Alright. So I'm going to kind of line this up the best I can. So I can figure out what I'm doing here. I also need my rulers because that would be helpful to have, wouldn't it? No, stay on the table. Alright. Because once I cut out a piece, I can then literally pin that onto another part of the fabric and then just cut an extra 2 inches upward. So that won't be too bad. I do want to get a bigger board so I can actually just boom, boom, done, you know. But I didn't think that when I order a 24 by 18, I wouldn't really have a 24 by 18. Although I could start cutting, and I could just switch it around. Because this is the 20 mark, so I just go boop. Because this is 20. Then I gotta figure out how far up to go. Oh, our life is fun right now. Okay. So let's get this on the 20 mark. Do is literally probably line up the edge that's like not crooked. Just one of these. I think it's this one maybe. Alright. Look at that, 22. We love that. So I want to cut right here at 11 and hope that I don't cut it so not well. Girl, it's gonna be uneven. We love it. You know what, could I like maybe take this ruler? Would that help me in any way? Maybe, maybe not. It kinda does. I don't know, maybe I should have used the ruler then. It is not perfect, but it is cutted. Alright, so there we go. 2 halves of the pillow. Alright, so now I need to pin this part, because obviously it's gonna go like this. Like, this is gonna be the pillow part. Like, that's how we're doing it. So the pattern's gonna be this way. So I need to figure out which way I want this first off. Because you want the patterns to match, so I gotta make sure I pin these the right direction. Alright. Can I actually mimic this pattern in any way, or is it gonna all be different? Okay. Is it this way? Oh dear. I don't think I can mimic this pattern. No, I can't. They're 2 different parts. It's like this one's on a smaller scale. Well, that's fine. So the way I have it is actually the way we're gonna pin it, because that's pretty much what we have. So that's fine. And our also not evenly cut fabric. It's good times. Yeah, it's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're gonna pin this part. If you have an iron, you might just want to press this because it will be easier. I do not have an iron, but I do want to try to fold this under at least 1/2 inch. I have no idea where that cut out. Hopefully it cut out after I was done talking, but who knows. Anyways, so I figured out what way my pattern needs to go, and then I just pinned a 1/2 inch little border that we're gonna sew, essentially. Alright, this is where I'm really bad at doing this, because I always worry. So we're gonna use just a straight stitch, nothing special. I think it's already set on a straight stitch, actually. It is. Alright. And in my particular case, I actually do quite a small stitch length, just because I'm like, I want this to like be in. Alright. So I don't have speed control on this, so I literally have to just rely on me not ruining it. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get this lined up here. Alright. Alright, so I have no idea what this video cut out, so yeah. Well, I got everything pinned up, and we're just basically doing it. Go away, Anna! And then cats want attention, but you don't want to get it. Alright, anyways, I already pinned everything up. I'm going to very carefully pick this up. It's all pinned together, and now I need to sew it together. I also pinned the center where it overlaps, just to kind of hopefully keep it in place. And now the very scary part, trying to not stab myself while doing this. Okay, so I need to start at a place and hopefully call it good. There's that. Now we're gonna flip it inside out, and we're gonna hope. Oh, you know what I should do? Before I forget, snip my ends real quick, my corners. It just helps it kind of stay flat a bit. Just don't get your seam, obviously, because that would be terrible. Okay, so let's go ahead, flip it inside out now, and hope that we have a pillowcase that is somewhat okay. Keyword somewhat. Okay. Yes. Alright. Well. It holds together. But does a pillow fit in it and actually like stay in it? If that makes sense. Alright. There's that part. I gotta Scooby-Doo it in half. Okay. Oh no! It's it does not fit. That's so upsetting. It does not fit the pillow. That means I needed a bit more in the back than I cut originally. Well, that's very upsetting. But part of it's because of the seam allowance, so that's my fault. Which is a pity, because it's really pretty. I mean, I'll still use it, but that, because it should be more, like, you know. Let me, like, show you how it should be. It should be more like this, like, closed. Well, it's what happens when you don't do your seam allowance correctly, is that, nothing's correct. So I guess if you're making it, I would give yourself 24 inches in the back, still only fold over like ½ inch, and that should fix the issue. 'Cause that's about like 2 inches of space probably. I wouldn't be surprised. It's 2.5. So yeah, just give yourself more allowance in the back. Granted, this pillow's also super fluffy. I bet if I compressed it a bit, yeah. But it is what it is. But it is because my seaming is not correct. So, oh, that's a pity. I really like this fabric, and it's really pretty. But it sadly did not turn out correctly. It looks great in the front. So we're business in the front and drunk uncle in the back. The sad part is I could probably sew something to cover that. Like I could probably sew onto this, like, because what I could do probably is just sew an extra strip onto here, and that would probably fix it. I'm gonna try that and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. So I did stitch in a panel. You can clearly tell I stitched it in, but it is now encased. Now it has a mouth. An unfortunate one. I unfortunately couldn't line up I couldn't get a piece that actually lined up with these, so that kind of sucks. But I don't care. You know, this side looks great. But the main problem, which you can see, is just the seam is not even. So that caused it to not fit correctly. So if you do this yourself, just make sure you do your best to stick to the seam and the seam allowance you want to do, and give yourself enough fabric. Because when I learned to do this, which is from YouTube, the person's like, you only need an extra 2 inches of fabric. So I'm gonna say do an extra 4. So do it, you know, one that's 20 by 20, one that's 20 by 24. I think that will be your safe bet. You know, just make sure the 24 is like, you know, the going down part. I probably can make this strip actually bigger now that I look at it. I mean, I only sewed it into the actual seam on top, so I can just stitch rip it out if I really, really needed to, but I mean, it's fine. Like, it covers the pillow. It's just if I launder it, I'm gonna wanna like hand wash it. But yeah, so there's my pillowcase. So when I make my other one, I'm just gonna give myself far more room to not mess it up. But yeah, so that's my pillowcase. So this was how not to make a pillowcase. You're welcome. Yeah, let's just end it here. Alright, bye!